From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Friday, January 8th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. A fire in Girardville turned deadly this morning. The fire broke out just after 7 a.m. at a building at an attached home at 529 East Mahanoy Avenue. Firefighters from Girardville were called to the scene, and Fire Chief Frank Zangari said he and a truck driver were passing by, rescued Christine Willis from the front porch roof of the home. Firefighters were then able to get her husband Edward out of the home after Edward died from his injuries he suffered in the fire. The couple's daughter, Carrie Ann Simons, and her husband, James, along with their two children, Kira and William, escaped from their 527 East Mahanoy Avenue home. No word from officials yet what caused this morning's fire in Girardville. The man accused of killing two people in Luzerne County was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences. 33-year-old James Roach was convicted of the 2014 shooting deaths of 73-year-old Ronald Evans and his son, 43-year-old Jeffrey Evans. Roach was convicted in November after less than 2 hours of deliberations by the jury of 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of conspiracy to commit criminal homicide. Roach's girlfriend, 40-year-old Holly Ann Crawford, was convicted in September of similar charges and also received 2 consecutive life sentences. Prosecutors said they believe Roach had a grudge against the elder Evans, who had an on-again, off-again relationship with Crawford. A kindergartner walked out of a local elementary school by herself on Tuesday afternoon. A 6-year-old girl exited a cafeteria door at Arthur Street Elementary School near the end of the school day and proceeded to walk home. Police found the child heading down the sidewalk on East Diamond Avenue. Superintendent of Schools Dr. Craig Butler called the incident unusual. The girl's grandmother suggests that the school install buzzers on the doors or have a teaching staff watch the exits. The child was not hurt during Tuesday's afternoon incident. A Stroudsburg man was arrested yesterday in Wilkes-Barre Township for open lewdness. 25-year-old Anel Mujankovic turned himself into police because of an incident that occurred at Target on January 5th. He allegedly entered the store in Wilkes-Barre Township and took a handicapped electronic cart to drive around the facility. He stopped in the electronics aisle, removed a set of urine-soaked pants, exposed himself, and began to urinate on the video games. He then left the store. He was charged with open lewdness, public drunkenness, and disorderly conduct. A Frackville man has been charged with stealing thousands from the restaurant where he worked. 36-year-old Alex Sanko failed to make deposits totaling over $19,000 for the Arby's in Pine Grove. He's charged with theft, receiving stolen property, and related counts. Mayor Jeff Cassatt's interim police chief Jerry Spezialy told a New Jersey newspaper that he would only serve as Hazleton's interim chief for 120 days. According to NorthJersey.com, Spezialy had come under fire by residents in Patterson and editorials in the newspaper for taking a part-time police chief position in Hazleton while continuing to serve as Patterson's full-time director. In Spezialy's statement to the newspaper, he said he reached a, quote, workable solution after discussing the situation with officials in Patterson and Hazleton. Spezialy will be staying in Hazleton for days at a time to get work done. His main goal is to get better technology in the department. Spezialy's salary in Patterson is about $92,000. In Hazleton, the interim chief post pays $40 an hour, according to Mayor Cassatt. Cassatt is hoping to have a chief in place sometime after April. The Hazleton City Authority met for the first time in 2016 last night and with a new board member. On Monday, council appointed Mark Ravos to a 5-year term, taking over for Tim Farley. It was not a heavy agenda last night. The authority was told by the executive director that Hazleton Shaft Company is starting to place pipe in the ground at the Jeansville mine fire site to get the water from the HCA to the fire site. Also, the water main project in Stockton number 6 and 8 is just about complete. The main line is in, and now they are running tests to make sure the line is okay. Water lines to the homes in those areas are expected to be hooked up by mid-year. The board will hold a reorganizational meeting next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Well, coming up next, the Powerball is at an all-time high, but could you be the next winner on Saturday? Plus, State Senator Johnny Dechak joined our Gary Perna on Topic A this afternoon. Hear what he has to say about Pennsylvania's budget, plus a whole lot more. Stay tuned. More news is headed your way only on WYLN.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, sports with Eric DeBerardinis and Gabriella Justin.
Disney on Ice presents Dare to Dream, presented by Stonyfield Yo Kids Organic Yogurt. Nothing can stop a princess from a celebration of royal proportions. Rapunzel, Cinderella, Snow White, and Tiana are tangled together in a spectacular ice show with the Disney princesses you love. Bring your royal family for a jazzed-up, hair-raising, princess-packed adventure live in your hometown.
Tickets start at $15. Restrictions and charges may apply. Opens January 13th at Mohegan Sun Arena. Visit Ticketmaster today.
Grand Central helps make your place the place. The place where comfort is king and style rules the day. The place where dinner time is family time and bedtime is beautiful. Right now on all furniture and bedding, the price on the floor is the price to your door. No tax, no delivery, no inflated prices, no kidding. Plus up to 36 months interest-free financing. Grand Central, helping make your place home.
Where will you be going to school this fall?
If you're entering middle school
or high school,
take our entrance exam on January 30th.
It's a great school where you get personal attention,
make new friends,
and begin your path to success.
Register today for MMI's entrance exam.
An accident in Hanover Township last night. A car heading down South Main Street hit a pole and then went down an embankment. Details haven't been released yet, but there was a man driving and a young boy as the passenger. The driver, according to witnesses, was alert but seemed dazed. The driver was taken to Geisinger Medical Center in Plains Township for treatment. Brian Waite is the acting superintendent in the Crestwood School District. The board appointed him along with an 8-0 vote last night. Waite will hold the post for up to a year as the board searches for a new full-time superintendent. Today is David McLaughlin-Smith's last day in that position as he's retiring. Waite will receive a weekly stipend of $700 on top of his roughly $104,000 annual salary. He's been with the district for 15 years. More changes in Wilkes-Barre City Hall. Mayor Tony George named Lieutenant Marcella Landacki police chief. She's a 27-year veteran of the force and had been an officer in charge of the overnight shift. She's the first female police chief in the city's history. George also announced pay cuts for his entire senior staff, including himself. George will take a pay cut of $2,000, reducing his annual salary to $82,779. George retained Fire Chief Jay Delaney, but both Landacki and Delaney will take pay cuts of about $6,000. Both will get salaries of just under $91,000. All other senior staff is taking a pay cut of between $2,000 and $12,000. George also hired attorney Peter Moses as solicitor, replacing Bill Vinsko. City Administrator Greg Baruch and Human Resources Director Ellen Meehan will retain their jobs. Tim McHenry is replacing Ann Toole as Deputy City Administrator, but also retaining his role as Assistant City Attorney. Tyler Ryan was appointed Assistant to the Mayor, a new position. George said Ryan will take on the duties of Municipal Affairs Manager and City Spokesman, both of which were eliminated. Those who held those positions, Andrew Lafart and Liza Probeck, have not been fired but are awaiting reassignment based on union contracts. The Powerball jackpot keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and people are lining up to try their luck at the historic jackpot. The current jackpot stands at $800 million. It is the largest in U.S. history. The Powerball has been rolling over since November 4th. Ticket sales have skyrocketed since Wednesday, bringing it to a whopping $800 million. Some people have even suggested that it could reach the $1 billion mark. So if you haven't purchased your ticket already, You still have one more day to do so. Powerball numbers are announced Saturday night at 11 p.m. Coming up next, Gary Perna is back with a full look at our forecast, including details on all this freezing rain. Plus, we'll hear from State Senator John Udechak. That and much more, including sports, is coming up here and only here on WYLN. Stay tuned. All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Are you tired of your old car? Independence Toyota Scion in the Airport Beltway in Hazleton has an incredible deal for you. It's Chris Stash's Cash for Clunkers time. $3,000 minimum pre-owned trade-in allowance. Chris doesn't care if you push that old clunker in, pull that tired old clunker in, get it there any way you can and trade it for a car you'll love to drive. Over 80 pre-owned vehicles are available, all inspected, detailed, and ready to go. Independence Toyota Scion in Hazleton for exceptional service, the best selection of vehicles, and a minimum trade-in allowance of $3,000 for your clunker. Stop in and see Chris and his friendly team today.
WYLN is proud to announce a huge technical upgrade to our channels that will bring a better digital picture and expanded coverage area to viewers all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. In addition to Channel 35.1 in Hazleton, you can watch a crystal clear picture in Berwick and Columbia County on Channel 47.1 and in East Stroudsburg on Channel 24.1. And we're proud to announce Pennsylvania's newest TV station, Channel 9.1 in Williamsport, serving Lycoming, Montour, Northumberland, and Union counties. Now more than ever, WYLN is your local network.
Well, the past 24 hours across the United States, pretty much the same what we've been saying all week long. You know, the temperatures out here in the northeast part of the state are holding in the 30s and 40s. As you move across, though, you can see where the cold air is hiding right up in this area, and all the warm area is hiding down here. So, you like the warm temperatures? That's where you need to be. These trends will continue over the next few days. Now, currently out there, look at how that changed, though. Look at how all the cold air, you know, from the northern part of the state started pushing south. You push some of that warm air out, so we can expect it to be cooler through the next couple of days. Live radar, you know, I could have shown you the exact same thing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and here we are on Friday. Not much going on in our area, so yeah, that's a good thing. Currently outside the WYLN studios, it's 32 degrees. With that wind chill, feels 23 degrees. No rainfall today, and that wind's coming out of the southeast at 21 miles an hour, now at 18. Up in the Wyoming Valley, look at those temperatures, 28 and a 26, but the rest of them, Wilkes-Barre, Kingston, Pittston, all coming in at 30 degrees. Anyway, current temperature out there, Avoca at the airport coming in at 40, Mount Pocono at 32, Williamsport at 32 as well. The same goes for Selinsgrove, Harrisburg at 40, Allentown at 39, 45 in Philadelphia. Not too bad out there. Now, this is the past 6 hours, and we saw some of this, you know, snow mixture. I'll say that, that's the pink, and rain push through the western part of the state. We don't have to worry about any of that really hitting our area. We saw a little bit of you know, a light dew. There was even some small sprinkles, I would call it, you know, lack of a better term, this morning, making it tricky for drivers in our area, but we shouldn't really have a problem with that. I will say this, though. We are still expecting some type of wetness out in our area. So if you're heading to the basketball game tonight at Hazleton area, just be careful. This will move through. This is what we're talking about on Sunday with this big air mass coming through, and apparently the overnight low temperatures have disappeared on me. So tomorrow, if you're heading out anywhere, of course tomorrow, Saturday, 44 in Wilkes-Barre, 40 in Selinsgrove. It's going to be, you know, cool, going to be overcast, but again, tonight into tomorrow, we can still expect some slick conditions as we expect this morning here in our area. Your 7-day forecast on WYLN, you know, pretty much what we've been talking about all week. There's still that chance on Sunday for a rain shower. Can't rule out a possible for some thunders as well. But Saturday not looking too bad at 42. Sunday 41. And of course Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday not looking bad. And apparently my overnight conditions disappeared on me as well. But they're staying right in that freezing area, below freezing area as well. So we can expect what we've been saying all week long, some nice temperatures, but cool as we go through. Stay with us. More is coming your way right after this.
Hi, I'm Donna Palermo, Secretary of Palermo Heart to Heart. We are now recruiting businesses, nonprofits, and individuals who carry beads of courage to encourage children or teens who have cancer or who are coping with other serious chronic illnesses to participate in the program. Inside each Carry a Bead kit is a matched bead set. Every time you carry a bead, you connect with the child. You keep and collect the other bead as a symbol of your commitment to care. If you or your business would like to participate in Beads of Courage, please visit our website listed on the screen.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, and outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
WYLN TV 35, first in live sports. Join Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and the entire WYLN sports team as we bring you the best in live local sports. WYLN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights.
State Senator John Udechak was Gary Perna's guest on Topic A that premiered at 5 today, right before the news. So if you missed it, here's a small clip of what the senator had to say about the unfinished state budget.
When you have an unfinished budget, when you have a blue line budget like this, it's very difficult, whether it's human service agencies or nonprofits or counties or school districts. Particularly, school districts are in the planning phase for next year's budget right now, and whether or not they have to raise taxes up to the index, the state index. So there are a lot of questions that are unanswered, a lot of unfinished business. We need to get back to Harrisburg, need to get back to the negotiations table, do a full and comprehensive budget, recognize the reality of the math. We have a structural deficit of $1.3 billion. So before we could even get to the status quo, we have to address that shortfall. We need to address that. We clearly need a revenue package that could be responsible. I mean, I've supported several initiatives, a severance tax on natural gas. There's no reason that should not have been part of this year's budget. It looks like it will likely be part of next year's budget. There's growing consensus, Republican and Democrat. But clearly, we need to recognize we have to govern. There's been a lot more said and a lot less done than at any other time I can remember in Harrisburg during this budget process. A lot of rhetoric, a lot of campaign-style tactics during this budget process, rather than folks sitting down and recognizing that the taxpayers of Pennsylvania could care less about Republican ideology, Democratic ideology. They want a fair and responsible budget that delivers to the taxpayers of Pennsylvania.
And with this whole issue that has been going on now since, really July, that, the back and forth with the budget, a lot of people going into this had said it's going to be hard because you have a Republican-controlled House and Senate, you have a Democratic governor, and recently, I was kind of shocked when I heard this, but, someone had said on one of the programs I was watching, well, here's a governor who owned his own business, ran his own business, really didn't have to answer to anybody, and now when he had to answer to somebody, he's not playing fair. Is that a fair statement?
There's enough blame to go around. I think what happened in June, you had a Republican House and Senate pass a budget that did not allow the governor to negotiate or the Democrats in the House and the Senate to negotiate. It was a one-party arrangement. That's not fair to the governor. That prompted a veto. I think a lot of us thought he might blue line that bill. He did not. It's unprecedented in modern political history to have a full veto. And there you have, so there was a lot of back and forth, campaign-style tactics, as I mentioned, on both sides. And unfortunately, that's created a very hostile environment. I've always been a pragmatic, bipartisan consensus-building politician. That's why I work together with Congressman Barletta or Representative Toohill or my other colleagues from around the state, whether it's the SHI program, the Mobile Street Crime Unit, any of these initiatives. I recognize that can't simply be done by a single Democrat or a single Republican. We have to work together, and I think both sides. The governor came off a very big election, being an incumbent governor. It never happened in Pennsylvania, and I think a lot of people around him thought he had a mandate. And the Republicans, who have the largest majorities since the 1950s, felt that they had a mandate. And those mandates clashed. Now we have to say, listen, there are no mandates. There's only the responsibility to govern. Let's get back to the business of governing.
To hear what else the senator had to say, tune into Topic 8 tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. Coming up next, Eric DeBerardinis is in with sports here on WYLN. Plus, Gary Perna is back. We'll have one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
Disney on Ice presents Dare to Dream, presented by Stonyfield Yo Kids. Join Rapunzel, Cinderella, Snow White, and Tiana in this live princess-packed ice show.
Tickets start at $15. Opens January 13th at Mohegan Sun Arena.
Tune in each week to WYLN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcasted television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional air times. Only on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
Attention area residents, show your support for local student athletes. Attend a live sporting event in your area. WYLN, we're your local network.
Some familiar names can be found on the AHL All-Star Classic roster, including former WBS Penn's interim head coach and current associate coach, Jay Leach. WYLN's Gabriella Justin has the details.
It was something I was hoping that I would be able to go to last year. Obviously, it's the best players in this league, and I think I read a stat the other day that something like 97% of players that compete in that game end up making the NHL at some point.
The rosters for the AHL All-Star Classic have been announced. All 30 AHL teams are represented by at least one All-Star. In the case of the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins, 3 players from their organization have been named to the All-Star roster. Those names include 21-year-old rookie goaltender Matt Murray, Derek Pouliot, the Penguins' highest-scoring defenseman with 18 points this season, and rookie Dominic Simon, who has 29 points on the season.
I didn't hear the coach when he said it. He said some name and I was like, is it me or not? So yeah, I was surprised. I'm thankful that I can go there. You know, it's great stuff for sure.
Pouliot feels that having 3 team members of the Penguins organization invited to play in the All-Star game is a reflection of the success his team has had in all aspects on the ice this season.
It's a big honor, to represent the Penguins here. With the team that we have, it's pretty easy to have success, and this team is a big part of the 3 guys here that got selected. So it's a huge honor to go in there.
The All-Star Classic is set to take place in Syracuse, New York on January 31st and February 1st. For WYLN Sports, I'm Gabriella Justin.
Wilkes-Barre-Scranton plays tonight at Lehigh Valley. The Penguins looking for their 4th straight win. Saturday, play in the U.S. Army All-American game in San Antonio, Texas. Sunday, fly back to Pennsylvania and drive from Lehman to State College. Monday, start classes at Penn State. That's the weekend schedule for Lake Lehman's Connor McGovern over the next 3 days. The nationally ranked offensive line recruit will start for the East Squad at center in the nationally televised All-American Bowl. Then a quick transition, because after graduating from Lake Lehman in December, McGovern will enroll early in college and start his Penn State career on Monday. Tonight, WYLN is back inside McGeehan Gymnasium for another live sports broadcast featuring Crestwood and Hazleton girls basketball. Tune in to WYLN at 7:30 as the Lady Cougars host the Lady Comets in one of the best area rivalries. Hazleton plays fast and is led by Mackenzie Uri, their dynamite senior point guard, who eclipsed the 1,000 career point plateau earlier this week. Crestwood is playing under a new head coach, but they do return forward Maddie Ritzik, who averaged over 20 points a game last year, and next year will go on to play college ball. Again, that game at 7:30 right here on WYLN. Stay tuned. Coming up, Gary Perna is in with a final look at the forecast.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
WYLN is proud to announce a huge technical upgrade to our channels that will bring a better digital picture and expanded coverage area to viewers all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. In addition to Channel 35.1 in Hazleton, you can watch a crystal clear picture in Berwick and Columbia County on Channel 47.1 and in East Stroudsburg on Channel 24.1. And we're proud to announce Pennsylvania's newest TV station, Channel 9.1 in Williamsport, serving Lycoming, Montour, Northumberland, and Union counties. Now more than ever, WYLN is your local network.
Hi, I'm Bill Washko. Join me for a Let's Talk Chiropractic when our guest, Rick Ryder, professional wrestler, will be on with Dr. Stacy and Dr. John. Only on WYLN TV 35.
Alrighty then. And we're back. So if you're traveling anywhere tomorrow's looking the best day for the weekend. 44 in Wilkes-Barre, 40 in Williamsport, 40 in Selinsgrove. So we're going to have some clouds moving through the area, so we don't have a lot to worry about. Now, you're traveling tonight, basketball games, traveling home from them. Just watch out. It could be a little slippy. The same thing goes for tomorrow as well. Just watch for that and be careful. And the 7-day forecast, we've been saying this all week. We're now into the January temperatures, and unfortunately, it's so cold outside, the low temperatures don't even show up. But Saturday is going to be 42, 51 on Sunday. Monday, 28, a 31 on Tuesday. And, starting the work week, it's kind of unfair, but it's going to start to be nice as we return back to the work week. So Ann and Eric, I can send it over to you, but hey, look at the bright side. It's going to be semi-nice next week.
Yeah.
We don't even have low temperatures.
No,
That's
we
a
don't
good
even want to
sign.
mention it. It looks like it might be a little too cold. But you are covering a lot of basketball teams. You have the Anthracite League, you have the Wyoming Valley. I mean, you've got a lot going on, but here at WYLN, we have some exciting games to show this year.
13 live regular season broadcasts, barring any weather issues. We've been lucky with the snow so far, but 13 scheduled for that. And then playoffs, of course, which are only actually a month away, but into the thick of the regular season right now. Hazleton and Crestwood boys play tomorrow. Always one of the best games of the year. We have their broadcast February 2nd here on WYLN. So yeah, lots going on our Facebook page, WYLN Press Box. We'll have extended highlights every night from our games, full games that we air on WYLN, and then highlights that Gabriella and I are out shooting. Yep.
Yeah, they're always really good highlights, so make sure you check that out. Somehow you find the best plays of the game.
I try.
I have to say, but feel free to share it with your family and friends, of course, because a lot of those kids, it's a good memory for them, high school basketball.
So last night I was at Minersville and Marion.
Okay.
And the bench, I was focused on the bench for a while because they were waiting to hit a free throw, and the bench does the dab after hitting a free throw. And you give me that look, you don't know what it is.
No.
You'll have to check out the Facebook page. It's a dance move.
Okay.
And we're going to promise, we've made promises before here that we haven't kept, but we're going to do I'm going to have you do the dab on air next week.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to make the promise for you.
All right, so I guess I'm going to have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds, will you do it with me?
10,000 views on Vine, so.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, good. All right, I'll have to check it out. I haven't heard about it or checked it. I'm surprised. We usually discuss all those things, but all right, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, have a wonderful weekend. And of course, be careful out there if there's any slick spots. And you heard Gary, it's supposed to be nice tomorrow, so if you want to get out for the weekend, try tomorrow.